Why do functions go inside other functions? Why can't we just apply both together? And why does the order completely change the answer? Today you will finally understand composite functions visually and logically, not by memorizing the formulas. Have you ever asked this question? Why do we place one function inside the another? And why does changing the order completely change the answer? A function is just a machine. It takes an input, follows a rule, and gives an output. So look at the function over here. We have g of x equals to 2x plus 3. So if the input is 4, this machine doubles it and adds 3. So the output becomes 11. That is the entire idea behind the composite functions. One function finishes its job, then the another function starts working on the result. Real life often happens in steps. Imagine buying something online. First, GST is added, then delivery charges are added. There are two different processes happening one after the another. Let g of x represent adding the GST and let f of x represent adding the delivery fee. Now watch what happens when order changes. First, GST is applied. 1000 becomes 1180. Then delivery fee is added. So the final amount becomes 1380. Now reverse the order. First delivery fee is added. Then GST is calculated on the new amount. And now the answer changes completely. Composite functions are all about sequence. One process changes the number before the next process sees it. That's why order matters. In composite functions, the inside function always happens first because it creates the input for the outside function. You cannot bake before dough exists. In the same way, outside function cannot start until the inside function finishes. Now let's see composite functions mathematically. The first machine adds 3, the second machine squares the result. The inside function happens first, so we first calculate g of x. It adds 3 to x. The entire output from the first machine becomes the input of the second machine. That's why x plus 3 goes inside the square. Now expand normally and this becomes final composite function. Now reverse the order. First x gets squared, then 3 is added. Completely different result. Composite functions are just like wearing socks and shoes. The order matters. Same objects, but wrong sequence gives nonsense. Composite functions can also create new restrictions because the inside function controls what reaches outside function. The value inside the square root must stay non-negative. So x must be greater than or equal to 5. This restriction happens because of composition. Composite functions are not scary formulas. They are simply functions working step by step. One function changes the value, the another function acts on that changed value, and once you understand that, composite functions finally make sense. If this video finally made composite functions easy for you, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel.